There's flashes, okay? There's flashes of throwing up. There's flashes of a police light. There's flashes of police shoes and me throwing up on them. There's flashes of my mom screaming, "What is she on?" There's flashes of me being drugged by my arms.
This got real dark real quick, Dorff.
No. There's flashes.
Hey guys, welcome back to Scream Queen Stream. We're your hosts. I'm Jessica Cameron.
And I'm Heather Dorff.
And what are we going to be talking about today in the hot tub?
We're talking about our craziest drinking stories.
So this is probably going to be a series episode. We do drink sometimes. I mean,
yeah.
It's not water.
Eventually Scotland will get into that, but that'll be later. Because I feel like that one's just funny as hell.
I feel like that's crazy. I think it's just fun.
Oh, I had some crazy. I had a fucking Nah, we'll get into it later. Anyways.
I learn something new about you every day.
You know there was all kinds of weird shit happening that night.
True.
Really, it was just nuts. Yeah, there was just nuts. Okay, anyways. But yeah, craziest drinking stories. I have quite a few. I've told some on this, like the time I puked out the side of my first date's car. Things not to do on a first date, step one. But this is, this is actually not only one of my crazy drinking stories, it's also the first time I ever drank. They go hand in hand, my friends. So
it's like right at the beginning, you started to have bad repercussions. You're like, fuck it, I'm not a quitter.
Well, this is before I knew too, like that I get sick from certain alcohol. There's all kinds of problems with this. So I'm 15, I'm at my house, and when my friends come over and they have Courvoisier, something I drank then and have never drank again, just so you guys know. They have Courvoisier. I don't know why. I'm in the mood to drink, so I start just like chugging.
Hold on, you've never drank before?
I've never drank before.
So how could you be in the mood to do something you've never done?
Because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get drunk. Why not? I have my friends.
Were you in Georgia at this point?
Yes.
Okay, so like everything makes a lot more sense.
Yes. I was like, you know what? I'm bored. My friends are here. My friends are like, well, we'll take care of you all night. I trusted them kind of thing, or at least I thought I did. Note, that will come into play later. And they just brought this alcohol and they were like, Heather, you should drink this. This will be cool. You'll get drunk. We'll have a good time, whatever. Problem is, I didn't know anything about drinking. I didn't know how much I could drink or how much my body could handle. And they're drinking a lot too. And I'm just like chugging this Courvoisier. Needless to say, I was pretty drunk, pretty fast. I ended up chugging that and like quite like a fifth of vodka, I don't know, within like an hour. Okay, so I have more alcohol in me than I've probably had ever in my life since then. But that being said, all of a sudden I realized how very drunk I am. And at one point we started at my house, but at some point we were at their house, and then by the time we got to their house, I realized I was getting so drunk that I was a little bit worried. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I was a little bit worried. So I started telling them that they had to take me to my boyfriend's house, who lived like 25 minutes away, like in the deep country. And just so you know, 25 minutes in Georgia is like a whole nother city. It's far. Okay, I know in LA it takes us an hour to get anywhere. But
you're talking like 30 miles.
Yeah, more than 30 miles in Georgia.
Would it take you more than 25 minutes?
No, not if you're speeding. And no,
of course, the 15-year-old with a drinking problem was speeding when she was illegally driving the car.
It's far. It's in the deep country, and the thing I remember most is I was just feeling really woozy. I knew I was blacking out, and I remember I kept repeating my boyfriend's phone number. I knew I could trust my boyfriend at the time because we'd been friends for years, and I don't know, you know, again, it's one of those instinct things where you know someone isn't gonna hurt you kind of thing. I knew he wouldn't hurt me. We're still friends now, but I didn't necessarily trust the people I was with enough to be completely blackout drunk, and I had a feeling I was blacking out. I remember repeating his phone number.
I love that you were this knowledgeable your first time drinking.
I know, it was really weird. I did figure it out. It's intuition.
I know, in Canada, I didn't know blacking out or browning out was a thing until I came to America, because we don't talk about it or brag about it the way that Americans do.
I know. No, I did know blackout drunk was a thing, but that being said, it's not like I knew it was coming. I had an intuition it was coming, and then I also had an intuition that if it did come, I should be with the safest group of people like possible. So I remember for 20 minutes or however long it took us to drive there, I kept repeating my boyfriend's number. Meanwhile, I know that the guy was like talking to him and they were getting directions, but I still just kept repeating his number because I was just trying to stay coherent. The last thing I remember is us pulling into the driveway up this hill that they lived on, him opening the door, and I heard my boyfriend go, Heather. Then there's flashes, okay? There's flashes of throwing up. There's flashes of a police light. There's flashes of police shoes and me throwing up on them. There's flashes of my mom screaming, "What is she on?" There's flashes of me being drugged by my arms.
This
like
got real dark real quick, Dorff.
No. There's
I
flashes
thought this was like a feel-good coming-of-age story.
It's great. There's flashes of me being like drugged by my arms and my legs just dragging on the ground while people like carry me into the house. There's flashes of like my mom like slapping me while I'm in the tub, like screaming at my friends, "What am I on?" And then the next thing you know, someone admits to her, "I've only been drinking." And my mom's like, "Oh, thank God, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna hate tomorrow, but she's gonna be fine." So she's like taking care of me and my friends are taking care of me. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw me naked that day too. Including
that's the internet.
So I found out actually later. So I started coming to later in the night. I did have alcohol poisoning, just so you know. I was basically like pretty much peaking black, but my mom took care of me and got me back under control. But I remember at one point my mom was like, "Are you ever gonna drink again?" I'm like, "No, never again. This is the worst thing ever." She's like, "You should have asked me."
Like that was not entirely
No,
accurate,
but not only that is my mom kept yelling at me. She's like, "You should ask me for advice. If you want to do things like this, you stay home, you stay where you're safe, where I can monitor you, like not be up your ass, but make sure you don't make stupid decisions." So I found out what actually happened later, because my boyfriend came over the next day and was like, "Heather, that was an adventure." So it turns out,
how old was he?
We were both 15.
Okay.
We were both
fair.
15 at the time. So
Realistically, his parents were home when you like barged in.
Oh, it was his friend's house. It wasn't even his house. He lived down the road from me. If I went to his parents' house, oh God, that would have been bad. No, it was his friend's house and his parents weren't home.
Okay.
I think that's why we went there. And he was spending the night with his friend because his parents were home, whatever. And yeah, we get there. He told me that when we pulled up, he opened the door and he did say, "Yeah, I called your name." He was like, "And you just like leaned out and like put your arms in and like hugged me," and then like proceeded to be fairly incoherent. He's like, "I was trying to get you out of the car. You wouldn't come out. You wouldn't come out. And then you kept saying like, I had to come here because I trust you, because I trust you." And he's like, "I finally get you out of the car." He's like, "I brought you to the top of the hill. Like we were practically carrying you up this hill, like where this house is. I was trying to get you into the house. But then you started arguing and saying you don't want to go in the house, but there was no reason for it." He's like, "Let's go in, let's go in." Next thing he know, he says, I turn around because I was about to be sick. That's why I was trying not to go into the house. I turn around, I start running full, like Justin was like, "I thought you were gonna kill yourself. Stop, drop, and roll and just break your neck or something down this hill." He's like, "You start running full speed down the hill, and then you land on your hands and knees and you just start like exorcist puking." He's like, "Just everywhere." He's like, "But right then, right when you hit on your knees and start puking, a cop car was going by and saw it, and he immediately like turned on his flashers and like turned around and pulled into the driveway." So basically what happened was the cop asked me a bunch of questions, like, "How old are you? Have you been drinking?" And I was just apparently I was just apologizing over and over to the officer, telling him how very sorry I was for ever drinking, and I promised never to do it again. I did puke on his shoes because when he walked up, I just started puking again. He was too close.
Did you get charged with anything?
No, because I was so very sick, and because I kept just telling him how very sorry I was, and I just wanted to go home, and I'm so sorry. I made the worst mistake ever.
So you were still an introvert then? You're like, I don't want to go home.
I just want to go home. I'm so sorry. I'm never going to do this again. Because I was puking so much, though, the cop had my friends who drove me there take me home, too, because they didn't even want me in the cop car. That's how much I was puking.
You're like, "We don't want her in the cells, just like take care of it."
And then once the police officer realized, like, you know, we got the vodka from somewhere else, so my mom had no idea clearly, because at first my mom thought I was on drugs or something, because she had never seen me like that, and I was just kind of sort of incoherent. I know by the time they brought me home, like I said, I vaguely remember them carrying me in, and I remember my mom screaming like, "What is she on?" And I could not communicate. Like, I could not get my mouth to move to tell her. I could hear it, and I knew it was happening. I remember thinking in my head, "Someone just tell her I've been drinking." But I like could not tell her, "Mom, I'm okay, I've just been drinking." And I heard the officer like bitching in the background and stuff. But I ended up feeling almost tipsy for almost 24 hours, and just I could not, anytime I ate anything, I'd puke it up. It was horrible. Worst experience ever. So yes, my first time drinking, I almost got arrested. Seems like something that would happen to me.
It's sad that I don't remember my first time drinking.
I mean, I feel like most people don't. I feel like I wouldn't have if all the things hadn't happened that did. maybe.
I remember thinking it did taste good. Like the first couple times I drank,
It
I
was
wasn't like I'm gonna
horrible.
drink a lot of it because I was like, this is gross. How do people do this?
I've been drinking half my life. I still don't think it tastes good most of the time. I like wine now. I enjoy some wine, but like vodka, it's not like I can drink vodka and be like, ooh, I can taste the fucking onion. I'm like, fuck vodka. It's gross. I mix it. That's why I mix it with shit. But it's the result that I'm looking for, not the taste. Okay.
Okay, so I don't remember the first time I drank, so this story is about just one time that I drank a little bit too much. So when I was in college, university, as the Canadians know it, I worked at a strip club waitressing and bartending, and we would go out sometimes afterwards because like some of the bars were open a little bit later, and talk with a bunch of people. And one of the waitresses told me one night when we were out drinking at like 5 in the morning, which is not uncommon. I didn't do it every night. I was going to school full time, so like this happened mostly on like the summer break for me when I would go out afterwards. So this is when it was summer break, which summer break in Toronto is beautiful. The weather is stunning. It's just a stunning, beautiful city to be in. And keep in mind too, all of the bars and all of the staff like knew us, and like, you know, when you work in the industry, they're all like, oh, you're one of us. Awesome. So my fellow waitress told me how she heard it was a technical physical impossibility to ingest 10 shots of tequila in 10 minutes. And I was like, nah, I can do that. That's not impossible. She was like, no, no, no. Your body will not allow it to happen. There's like an actual chemical response that prevents you from being able to take in 10 shots of tequila in 10 minutes. I was like, nah.
I can't even do one. My body reacts like that, but okay.
I was like, no, well, it's totally fine. Totally fucking fine. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to call you on that one day. And I was like, sure, go fucking ahead. I love tequila. It's fine. Right? Don't think anything of it. Months later, after we're already like drinking, like we were on a night off, we'd already had like a bunch of drinks. It's like 10 o'clock at night. So bars ended at 2. Last call was around 1:15.
Right.
Right? Because they count on you going to the bar in the next 30 minutes and then closing down by 2.
Right.
So around 10 o'clock, I just look down and she looks over to me and she's like, it's go time. She'd ordered 10 shots of tequila. It was like me, 2 girlfriends at a bar, and then like just we knew the staff obviously kind of, but like not well. And then we like some people, like, cause you're just like kind of hanging out communally, right? But I'm like, oh shit, okay, well I said I could, right? So I'm like, okay, bunker down. So keep in mind, I've been drinking vodka, and we'd actually done vodka shots like within the same hour, and I was like, this is not the best plan, and I hadn't eaten that day. But I was still like, whatever, I said I could do it. And at the time, note to self, I wasn't like, I could do this if I'd eaten that day and had not been drinking vodka within the last 60 minutes. But I didn't do that. So I was like, it's on me. I gotta do the challenge. So I start taking the shots, and I get to like 3 shots. And the bartender, whose name was Rob, all my life I've had issues with men named Rob. All my life. And so I was like, as soon as there's Rob, I just know it's gonna be trouble. That being said, he rushes over, he's like, no, 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 no. And this is like a near exact quote. The part of it's an exact quote. He's like, no, 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 you can't do that. I didn't know they were all for you. I thought it was for the 3 of you. I was like, yeah, because 3 girls ordered 10 shots between them. Like, how does that math work out?
Right.
And he's like, no, no, I can't let you do this. Legally, you're not allowed. And legally in Canada, you're not. You're actually not allowed to serve people more than like, I think 2 ounces or something within 45-minute increments, something like that. There's an actual technical requirement. And we're like, oh, okay, then we'll do them. We'll do them. He's like, yeah, really? Really? And so my friend was like, okay, fine, and started to like sip one. And she was like, no, seriously, we're gonna do it. Anyway, she was able to talk him down. But that did take up like 1.5 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
So then as soon as he was like gone, they're like, shit, you have to go. So I just chugged the other like 7 shots, because I did 3 and then 7, or maybe it was 4 and then 6, either way, it's close enough.
Right.
And did it, and still made it within my 10 minutes. Now technically it was like 9 3/4, because she had sipped one just to like appease him until he went away, Rob.
Yeah.
But he definitely like turned around to see that I was like doing the rest, and it was like, fuck it, like legally I can't, like I tried.
Yeah, right. What are you supposed to do? Like,
you know. So but then I was like, fine. So this is like 10 o'clock, right? And my friend, for like the next 3 hours, every time we go to the bathroom, they were like, we're coming to the bathroom with you because you said you wouldn't be sick. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I feel great. Everything's great. Never felt better. This is awesome. And I literally, like, so like people are like offering me drinks. I was like, no, I'm good. And like one guy was even like, are you sober? And I was like, oh no, I had like 10 shots of tequila, so I'm just good. Like, I'm great. Right? So then at the end of the night when they did last call, so my friends like left at like 1, I just like befriended random guys and was like hanging out with them, and like, you're crazy. I was like, yeah. I feel fantastic. Like, I've never felt better. Like, really, truly, I really did feel great. And I go over to Rob. I was like, see? You're wrong. And I was like, for the record, I had a bet, and you almost made me lose it, and I'm fucking fine. I'm not a Navy man. You're like, I've seen Navy men that can't do that shit. Hello?
Yeah.
I just did it. And it's been 4 hours, and I'm still feeling like a superhero. And he was like, you are right. I'm sorry. Come back in. The next 10 are on me. And I was like, I'm going to hold you to that. I did not hold him to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
And the story is because of the next day. But, so I walk home. I was like maybe 3 miles a walk, but like that's pretty comfortable in Canada. We walk more than you walk here.
3 miles at night though? When
Yeah.
you're drunk?
I always walked
It's
home.
an hour walk, right? Oh.
I always walked home. Like, I had been walking home during that time, like from the bar to save money because I didn't have a car or taxi and the subways didn't run.
Right.
So I walked home most nights. I gave myself like one night on a school night to not, but any weeknights, weekend nights, I would walk home because it would save me $10.
Sure.
Right. Which, if you're keeping track, that would save me like $40 a week, which was a lot of money at the time because
Sure.
I had school to pay for, an apartment and everything. So I get home and I'm fine. And I wake up in the morning, and it was like one of those things like where you like wake up but your eyes don't open, and you're like, what happened last night? And then like I remember the 10 shots of tequila, and like I just knew, I was like, as soon as I open my eyes, it's not gonna be good. Like, it's gonna be downhill. Like, I felt like a rock star when I fell asleep. By the way, I like called my parents, told them how much I love them, like, which is what I would do. This was like a routine. Like,
Yeah,
if you
I
were
do that
in my
still
phone,
too, yeah.
I'd just call them to be like, have I told you I loved you? You're so amazing. And they'd be like, you're trashed. It's 2 in the morning. Go to bed. It's 3 in the morning. It's 4 in the morning. Luckily for me, I think it was like close to like 4:30 in the morning, and my parents woke up at 5, so they were like, what are you doing awake? I was like, I've not gone to bed, but I love you. Love you so much. It didn't happen often, which is why my parents weren't like, okay, you have a problem. They were just like, oh, you had too much to drink. So I finally opened my eyes because I have to go to the bathroom. And more than life itself, I wanted a Big Mac meal. Like, more than anything in my grown-up life I've ever wanted. I wanted this Big Mac meal so much. And I didn't feel that bad. I mean, like, I felt bad. But it wasn't like as bad as I thought I'd feel. So I walked. There was a McDonald's at like the lower level subway station, like a good 14-minute walk away. So like not far, where I come from, not far. So I get there, I order it, and it's not until like I'm sitting at the table trying to eat it that I start to feel really gross and really horrible. And I just stared at the Big Mac for like an hour and a half. I could not touch it. I could not eat it. I could not bring it to my mouth. It looked amazing. I'm sure it was delicious. It just was of no use. I knew that as soon as I touched it to my mouth, I was just gonna vomit. And then by the time I stood up, I was like shaking. And I was like, God damn it, they're all gonna think I'm alcoholic or like a drug addict.
Right, a drug addict.
So I just like moseyed on back to my apartment and slept. I was like, this is horrible. And then I started to feel like shit. Like, it was at that moment, like after like the Big Mac, that I was like, oh my God, I feel horrible. Like, I feel so bad. Like, literally so bad. Worst move ever. Never drinking 10 shots of tequila, which is why I never went back to Rob to be like, you owe me 10 shots of tequila. But it was the underground bar on King Street, if you're wondering. And Rob, if you're still working there, you never know. I might still fucking come back and collect. I'm just saying. Like, it's got to be urban legend status at this point.
I mean, it has to
He was
be.
fucking, and this bar is like underground. Like you're not allowed to have smoking, but like last I checked, they still had smoking because you had to pay a $5 membership fee to enter, which made it a membership bar, not a regular bar, which meant you could have smoking. And they would have like all the girls take their bras off and like hang them from the ceiling. Like, it's a crazy fucking awesome place. I loved it. The Underground Bar in King. If you haven't been, if it's still open, I haven't been in years. Go. It was a really great time. And yeah, good time. But don't do 10 shots of tequila in 10 minutes. It's excessive and it's always going to come back to bite you. And it didn't, like I said, the irony is the 4 hours that night, I was great. And like, not like drunk, you think you're great, but you're not. Like, even my friends are like, you were just like fun you weren't like even like drunk you. Like, we thought you'd be like falling over. You did nothing, not at all. I was like, I know, but the next day was not good. I looked horrible.
Still better than Exorcist puking on cop shoes.
True.
Ugh, I couldn't even make it half a night. I did make it half a night, but that was about it. Well, either way, let us know your craziest drinking stories in the comments below. And as always, if you don't currently subscribe to our Patreon, consider it. We offer amazing monthly perks, free giveaways, exclusive content, early access to our posts that you can't get anywhere else. So,
Please. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button down below and also subscribe.
bye.
Stay tuned for more videos. Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out Scream Queen Stream. We hope you loved it as much as we do.
If you want to see more of our videos, check out our YouTube page. And while you're there, how about you subscribe? You want to see more? Just tweet us. Find us on Facebook. Join in on the fun.
And most importantly, if you really want to join us on this crazy ride, check out our Patreon page and become a patron for amazing, awesome perks that we give out monthly.
As well as early access to all of our videos.
Free giveaways.
And a whole lot more fun shit.
So check it out.
We'll see you there.
Stay bloody.
You stole my tagline.
I did.
You're a horrible friend.